Muy buenas tardes, otra vez soy Phil Jones. Esta información es sobre los usos comunes del verbo ser en español. Si tienen su libro, pueden abrir su libro al capítulo 2, a la página 54, y vamos a hablar un poco sobre los usos comunes del verbo ser, los usos comunes. Okay? Again, if you have seen a couple of these, you know the purposes and you know how I'd like for you to use this video, so you can fast forward with me if you've seen it. If you haven't, first of all, not a standalone type thing. You should have seen this already in class, and I do provide some additional resources for you. So this is about practicing and reviewing. If you haven't read page 54, do that now. Stop the video, do that. This will give you an alternative explanation, another perspective. You'll participate in the activities from the book. You will pause and try to answer and process on your own. And you will also do the same thing with the practices that I give you that are not from the book. Rewind, repeat, review as often as you need to do so. Really, really important. And as always, you can go to Google and find additional resources on the web. In English, there is only one verb that means to be. And it is what it is. I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, you all are, they are. In Spanish, there's two. For our purposes right now, we're only doing one, and it is the verb ser that you see below in the grid that I've created. Just as an awareness right now, you've already been introduced to another verb, although you don't know the conjugation yet. It is the verb estar. So when you ask someone, ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Or ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? You're asking the same thing, but there are specific uses for the verb estar. There are specific uses for the verb ser. We are concentrating on the verb ser. Okay? Again, this verb ser is an irregular verb, meaning that it is not going to end in O, A, S, A, A-M-O-S, A-I-S, A-N. Irregular, obviously, it doesn't look anything like that. So you can see in the chart that I've created below how it is irregular. Okay? Soy, or yo soy. Tú eres, accent over the you. Él es, he is. Ella es, she is. Usted es, you are. And again, the formal you, when you don't know someone well. Nosotros somos, we are. And as you know, we could say nosotras if it were a female talking about a group of females. Vosotros sois, you all are. And if you're addressing a group of females, you could say vosotras. Okay, sois. Again, used mainly in Spain. And then finally, ellos son, they are. Ellas, feminine, are. Ustedes son, Latin American, you all are. Okay, that's the way the verb works. This is going to be really, really important later in the book because you are going to learn the verb estar, and you're going to learn primarily the three uses of estar, and then even a little bit later you're going to come back to the verb ser one more time, and you're going to go in depth about some real specific uses. So for now, the uses that you have are going to suffice with what you have in the textbook. When you're talking about someone's characteristics, what are you like? Yo soy alto. I am tall. That's a physical characteristic. And notice the difference. If I said, ¿Cómo estás? How are you? ¿Cómo eres? Is like saying, how are you, but in the sense of what do you like? So you're asking for characteristics. If you're talking about your profession, yo soy profesor. Tú eres estudiante. If you're talking about your nationality, yo soy norteamericano. Nosotros somos españoles. If you're talking about origin, and in the preliminary chapter, I think you learned to ask and answer, ¿De dónde eres? And that was the verb that they used, eres. And you respond, soy de Georgia, if you happen to be from Georgia. So that's the origin part. It's again, where are you from? I am from. Conjugating the verb, subject changes, the verb changes in Spanish. You've learned to talk about time, and you know that with every single one except una, you use son. So it's son las dos, son las tres, son las 4:30, son las 5:15, son las 6:10. All of those use son. It is 2 o'clock, it is 3 o'clock. And if you're talking about 1 o'clock, however, it does change. Es la una. Es la 1:30. It is 1 o'clock, it is 1:15. And if you think you need a review on time, go back to the prior chapter end of it. You should get a review of that. That's a pretty simple concept. So I've chosen in this series of reviews not to intentionally review time, but I do want you to make the connection between the verb ser and time. Okay, let's move on. Vamos a continuar, por favor. If you will look with me on page, en la página 55, vamos a practicar con la actividad 2-12. 2-12, por favor. And what you're looking at here, I've intentionally chosen this one because it does not have a yo in there. It does not have a tú in there. And it's going to force you to think about when you actually have the subject, not the subject pronoun. These are subject pronouns. All right? That replaces a noun. When you have the actual subject, you have to determine, okay, is this third person singular? Does it match up down here with the S? And that's what I want you thinking about on this one. Okay? So looking at number one, and I always have problems pronouncing that, Popocatépetl, and it is the name of a volcano in Mexico. So, es un volcán activo cerca de la Ciudad de México. All right, you may ask, well, why is the name of this volcano? And if you literally wanted to put an it in there, the it would go in third person. Third person. Okay, that's how that one would work. So if you have a singular noun that is not a person, happens to be a place or a thing, you're going to use the es form. Número 2, el emperador Maximiliano y su esposa. Think about that one, process it, pause me if you need to. This situation, you're talking about two people. You are not included. So it's going to fit right here with they. Ellos son. Again, it did not use ellos or ellas. It gave you two subject names, not subject pronouns. Número 3, el Día de los Muertos. The Day of the Dead. Hopefully you came up with the answer. Es un día festivo muy importante. Número 4. Felipe Calderón is the president of Mexico. And hopefully with that one you knew that you're talking about the name of the president. It's going to be él, he. So the answer obviously is Felipe Calderón es el presidente de México. Number 5, vosotros. That's a direct one. Vosotros sois. Vosotros sois españoles, pero en México, en vez de usar vosotros, la forma correcta es. La forma correcta es. The subject changes. Vosotros sois. Vosotros is the subject. The second subject is the form. The correct form is. The correct form is the subject, so it is. It is. And that's what you constantly have to process when you begin to conjugate verbs in Spanish, thinking, okay, this noun, where is it going to be if it is a pronoun? Número 6, Rocío y Memo son estudiantes. Two names. You're not included, so it's not nosotros. 7, El Zócalo. This is a place. It's the biggest plaza and the most renowned one in Mexico. It comes under the heading of it. Es. Las playas de México. The beaches are. And again, not a subject pronoun, so you have to ask yourself, and if I were using a subject pronoun, I would say they. So I can either say las playas de México son, or ellas, notice I said ellas son muy hermosas. All right, let's do one more. This is a really long, website, but nevertheless, we want to have a look at this. Let me see if I can move it so you can see it as you need to. And I think you should be able to right there. And we'll do a couple of these. So basically, ¿quién? And look at the form tú. It's answering the question, who are you? So hopefully you came up with tú. The next one, she is very young. Think about that. Pause me if you need to. Ella es muy joven. Los dos hermanos, the two brothers, are intelligent. Pause me if you need to. Should be son inteligentes. Ellos, they are happy. Son alegres. ¿De qué parte de Londres blank tú? From what part of London are you? So the subject is tú. Hopefully you came up with the correct answer. Eres. You are shorter than I. Más bajo que yo. Subject is tú. So it becomes eres. Juan is Cuban. Again, nationality. And we know that Juan falls on the he side. Él es cubano. Nosotros somos americanos. La casa, it, es nueva. And finalmente, yo soy americana. And you would know that the speaker of this one is female because it says americana. Okay, muy bien. Let's move on down. I've given you one more resource there, and it's from Kia. And you may need to pause it to be able to see that, but this will give you some additional practice. The tontito frito doesn't do anything specifically on ser by itself, and Study Spanish does a comparison with ser and estar, so I couldn't find anything specifically on there. If you feel like you need additional resources, do a Google search, and you will have absolutely no problem finding it. Thank you. I hope this has helped, and we'll see you in the next video.